200 million, Reynolds. We've got pieces of the puzzle coming together to make this storm happen. So it's going to happen in phases, you guys. We're going to be tracking this system from the Midwest into the Northeast. More than 120 million people could actually see at least an inch of snowfall with this.
Right. Some of which have seen this kind of snow already this year. Others have not or haven't seen it in months. So not only is this an impactful storm, it's been a while since we've had to deal with conditions like this.
DC only, what, inch and a half so far for the entire season? We may get a lot more than that with this one. There's your snow stretching across the Midwest from St. Louis all the way into Kentucky. So this is just the beginning. We do expect a lot more to be happening over the next couple of days.
That's right. Let's head back to Reynolds in the field.
As much as 4, even 5 inches of snow.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to like double, triple, maybe quadruple those numbers potentially as a piece of that storm combines with another one and turns into our big blockbuster nor'easter. It's really important that you stay with the Weather Channel the next couple of days because we still have some uncertainties with the exact track of this storm. That upper low is going to be diving down through the Ohio River Valley and combining with piece number 1 here of Stella. And those two will merge together, phase together off the coast and really bomb out and deepen and become our powerful winter storm with our cold air in place. Absolutely. Well, help is on the way for people who lost their homes after strong winds devastated entire communities. People across New England saw wind damage from storms this week. Gust of 81 miles per hour was reported at the Rochester Airport on Wednesday. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says 200 members of the National Guard will be ready to help people in Monroe County. DOT crews are working to repair roads and emergency shelters are open for people who lost their homes or who are without power. Temperatures very cold the next couple of days into the Northeast as well. With all that damage, we are concerned that we've got another big wind maker. So we've talked a lot. Kelly just told you all about the snow. Well, we are going to see a significant wind event go along with this nor'easter as well. High pressure locked into place, so it's still kind of on the breezy side right now into parts of the Northeast. But as our low pressure bombs out and intensifies, we're really expecting those winds to get very strong, especially along the I-95 corridor. Widespread wind gusts between 20 and 40 miles per hour. But once you get out onto the Cape and over towards Long Island, we could be looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts here. This is primarily coming in Monday through Tuesday and then continuing as it pushes into the Northeast in New England by your Wednesday morning, still staying a bit breezy on the backside of it. So some of those tree limbs that might still be unstable from our last storm system bringing all that damage, unfortunately, could be in jeopardy once again. Let's head back to North Carolina and Reynolds. Blustery winds. Guess what the feels like temperature is in Hartford right now? 1 below. Yeah, so kind of a brutally cold morning. That Arctic air already in place. Temperatures in the single digits in the northern parts of New England. We've got the teens for you in Boston as well as New York City. But when you add in those gusty winds, it feels like temperatures are -7 in Boston, 6 in New York City, Pittsburgh feeling like 4, and the goose egg in Buffalo. So the cold air is going to be sticking around the next couple of days, and forecast highs today are going to stay below freezing in most of these locations. So only getting up to around 31 in New York. DC, you'll top it about 38 degrees, but everybody else, too bad for you. Temperatures so cold, they're about 15 to 20 degrees below average. We're probably going to break some records today. And by records, not necessarily record lows. We're going to see record cold high temperatures. So Boston forecast high 24 degrees. The record is 22. Concord, New Hampshire 18. So we're going to get right within that ballpark. New York City, LaGuardia 33, and the record is 32. So very brutal. That cold air is going to stick around tomorrow, staying around or below the freezing mark for most of the Northeast through at least Wednesday. So we'll have to keep a track on those temperatures, but still a lot of people without power, unfortunately, in upstate New York with these kind of conditions this morning. Yeah, so we like to say the trend is your friend, and we're starting to see a little bit of shifting on both of the models, a little bit closer to the coast, but we still don't have high confidence on the track yet. We know the cold's going to be there. We know the snow is going to come, but where exactly will that rain snow line be? So let's show you the Euro model, and this one's a little bit more bullish than the GFS, and this is showing more of a snowy solution. But as we take a look at the ensemble models and where that benchmark is, Kelly, it's kind of about a 50-50. So it's going to be a close call here with the Euro. There's about a 50 to 70% chance of a foot or more of snow based on the ensembles here of the Euro from about Philadelphia on northward, including New York City and on up towards Boston. Now let's take a look at the GFS, and there you can see the low is much closer to the coast, so it hugs it in a little bit. And if we get get this type of a solution, that means there's going to be a lot more mixing along the I-95 corridor, which could keep some of those numbers down, but we'll still see some big impacts in the interior, and we'll also see big winds. So either way you slice it, it will be an impactful storm. It just depends on what those snow numbers are going to get. So Washington, D.C., always a tricky forecast with wintry conditions, especially in the month of March, and our models are showing some mixing likely late Monday and into Tuesday. Piece 1, though, of Stella is going to be impacting the southeast. Reynolds has more from